Look Outreach is underwritten by the generous support of Munter Enterprises. Family owned and operated since 1972, integrity is important, as our family name is on every project. Our word is our bond. Munter Enterprises. Just build it.
Well, welcome back, everyone. As many of you know, there's a campaign to promote boat safety called Remember Charlotte that we're very involved with. And it's a very emotional campaign because I think it goes right to the heart of the matter of what responsibility all of us have to take when it comes to using a watercraft. And joining me today is Supervisor Claudia Braymer, the Warren County Board of Supervisors. Welcome, Claudia.
Thank you.
Very nice to have you here. And I want you all to know that Claudia has been and continues to be very instrumental in getting the word out and building awareness for responsible boating and also this campaign. So yesterday was the anniversary, and I mentioned it at the end of the program. It's very difficult to talk about, but the campaign was really something in conjunction with the family, by the way. I remember having an amazing conversations with Courtney, Charlotte's mom, about the direction we were going to go in and you know, what we doing a responsible job in honoring her and stuff like that. And that all seemed to work because the campaign is really having quite an impact. That said, I wanted to ask you to come on because it's one thing to react to the campaign and look at the campaign and hopefully act on the message of that campaign. But there's another thing when you talk about the boating, responsible boating initiative, which is, all right, now what do we do as a politician, as a member of the community? You know, what do you do? So tell me about the responsible boating initiative.
Well, I want to tell you first that I am a mom of a little girl who will be 9 this summer.
Right.
So I was very emotionally impacted last year. And then just a couple of months ago, someone came to me talking about why aren't we doing more to make sure that we have social awareness and the stigma about getting behind the wheel of a boat the same way that we do have the stigma now about you can't go out and drink and get behind the wheel of a car. Nobody does that.
Right.
You know, you plan ahead or you call an Uber, or you stay at home, you know, and
designated
do
driver.
your thing at home.
Right.
Yeah,
That's right, sure.
Hang out at home. So that idea came to me, and I approached, at the time, DA Kate Hogan, and we reached out to you, and we've come together with the Sheriff's Office and with the Lake George Park Commission with Dave Wick to get a program together, initiative, responsible boating initiative that we're calling it, to raise social awareness, change that stigma, and be able to change people's behavior.
Right.
So we first talked about some sort of print material, and you were able to work that up using the photograph that we obtained from Charlotte's family through Courtney, which was awesome.
You know, I want to go back on the stigma thing. We don't think twice about a designated driver or calling Uber. You know, we're totally aware of, if you're not responsible, you're totally aware of what the penalty will be if you get behind the wheel of a car. I've been a boater since I'm 9 years old, right? I learned the rules of the road, the right of way, all of those things. You rarely see that out on the lake. It's almost as if you drink and then drive because that all goes together. It's part of the fun experience. In reality, that is totally wrong, right?
Right.
So now the boating initiative is really in the hands of the Warren County Board of Supervisors, but there are some individuals. Claudia Braymer is to be noted, Bud York is to be noted, Sheriff Jason Carasone, the DA, Warren County, Dave Wick. These are all people who are stepping up. Bob, I just forgot.
Blaze.
Blaze, thanks. Bob Blaze of Lake George steps up. And all of a sudden we have people now saying, you know, you've got to change behavior, right? They should be more training. Now, tips training. Tell us about tips training.
This is something that I learned about recently that, well, I've known about it before, that bartenders take certain training so that they can recognize people who have had too much to drink, but apparently there needs to be more training around actually people who are going to get back out on a watercraft.
Yes, right.
So we're looking at working with some local people who do tips training to update that training to include the more elements that are related to watercraft.
Yes.
So it'll be for bartenders as well as other wait staff and any of the professional staff out at the marinas. So if you're one of the people who is pumping gas for a boat, let's say,
right.
and you recognize that there's a problem, that there might be something going on, you can call the authorities and alert them to that in an anonymous way.
Right. Anyone can pick up, and you can get cell coverage now anywhere on Lake George and most of the lakes in the area. You just do 911. It's anonymous, and it goes right in, and Bud York and the Warren County Sheriff's Department is all over this.
Yeah, they're working closely with the Park Commission, who has their patrols out on the lake. They are increasing their patrols all the time, so we have a good effort there. And then as well, the third thing that we are looking for in the future is to meet together the County Board of Supervisors Legislative Committee. We'll be talking about asking the state for legislative changes to make BWI have the same enforcement penalties as a DWI.
Right, sure. I think that's important. You would hope that everyone would respond to this because there's a sense of responsibility. But let's face it, there are some people out there that just react because they're going to lose their license or something like that. But you want to know something? The penalties have to be increased, because that difference between getting behind the wheel of a car and getting behind the wheel of a watercraft, if you're under the influence, there is no difference. You're putting yourself at danger, and you're putting everyone around you at danger.
And that's something, we're asking people to make a small sacrifice in planning ahead or planning out their day in a responsible manner. And I think that's not too much to ask of them, so that we're not having someone sacrifice their entire life for someone else's reckless behavior on the lake.
That's right. One last point I want to make on this, picking a designated driver. If you go into a bar and you have a car, everybody knows how to drive a car. Not everybody knows how to operate a watercraft. So you captains out there, you know who you are. It's your responsibility to maybe say, hey, I'm the only one here in this boat or on this watercraft that knows how to run this thing, so it is my responsibility to get back safely and get everyone else back safely.
Exactly.
Well, this is a campaign that is not going to go away. This is a campaign that we're going to build on every single year. And Claudia, I really want to commend you. You've been so in the lead on this initiative. You and Jason and Bud and Dave, it's really something to see.
Thank you.
So thank you for coming in, okay?
Thanks for having me.
Good, I'll see you on the lake.
Okay.
To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.